And now, for a moment of clarity.
Donald Trump has a New Year's resolution that flies in the face of the international order. He apparently wants to leverage the power of the presidency to threaten America's neighbors. In a series of posts on Christmas Day, Trump called for the U.S. to take control of the Panama Canal and buy Greenland. He also suggested Canada should become the 51st state. The only problem? The Panama Canal belongs to Panama. Greenland, it is not for sale. And Canada is, well, its own country. Whether this is all bluster, just a series of unhinged ideas, one thing is crystal clear. Trump plans to use his bully pulpit to intimidate our allies. But when it comes to China, he might be singing a slightly different tune. Just last night, Trump urged the Supreme Court to pause a law that would ban TikTok in the U.S. if the app is not sold by its Chinese parent company. Joining us now, MSNBC political analyst and professor of practice at Columbia University, Basil Smikle, and congressional reporter for The Washington Post, Mariana Sotomayor.
Mariana, welcome, both of you. I hope everyone had a great Christmas because there's a whole lot of stupid we got to get through. And so you are well girded, I hope, for the conversation. So let's start with this really, really smart idea that we're somehow now going to take control of Panama. And that we are, we want to go and buy Greenland. Why? Because it's there and it's green. And I guess that's what Donald Trump wants to do. So, Mariana, is there any appetite, do you think, from your reporting and your coverage of these things, with this incoming Congress, the idea that they're going to entertain legislation to to do these crazy fantasy-driven ideas of Donald Trump that somehow he not only wants to rule the U.S., but he wants to rule the world?
I think J.D. Vance needs to speak up.
I'm still trying to figure out where he is, but if y'all find him...
I just want to say, I want to give you credit, Michael Steele. You have been on this beat since before the election.
Yeah, it fundamentally says something about what this administration is going to look like and the role that J.D. Vance is going to play. So don't give me this, he's behind the scenes, he's a mover and a shaker, he's moving pieces back. No, he ain't doing, he's sitting on his behind waiting for Donald Trump to say, hi, what's your name again? That's what he's waiting for, because we've not seen it. Elon Musk has eclipsed him in this role. He's also eclipsed Donald Trump's role as an incoming president. And this whole narrative, very much to Simone's point, is driven by a fundamental fact that the elegy pointed out, that J.D. Vance wrote about, and that Americans, mainly white Americans, are lazy. And that's what they're saying. And in fact, you have Willie Carver on July 17th here on MSNBC on our platform writing, real hillbillies like me don't trust J.D. Vance. You shouldn't trust him either, right? The narrative of the lazy hillbilly has existed for as long as rich folks outside of Appalachia needed an explanation for mountain poverty that doesn't include blaming themselves. Hello.
You better talk about it.
That's what this boils down to. And so, yeah, J.D. Vance, they're talking about your book. They're talking about something you wrote about. They're talking about an America that you yourself look at as lazy.
God bless Justice Riggs.
I just want to take just a few seconds on Justice Riggs and what she's going through right now in her election. I really think people need to understand that this is not, a one-off in North Carolina, or a one-off in Arizona, or a one-off somewhere else. It is an organizational infrastructure that is being put in place that will challenge, whenever there's an election, for any office or any position up and down the line. And Democrats, please understand exactly what this means. And people who are advocates for democracy and a fair and open, free election process, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, you need to be mindful of what this is. I mean, this is our future, at least our short-term future, could be longer if you're not paying attention. So.
They're still trying to steal elections. Now it's happening in North Carolina.
Yeah, the people crying about stealing elections are the ones who are stealing the elections, or at least attempting to. So.
Come on now. This is our last Sunday in 2024.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it. You got any New Year's resolutions?
Me?
Show up.
Yeah.
Alicia, what is yours? Because Michael, what's your New Year's resolution?
I have no New Year's resolutions, but I am enjoying sort of the sloughing through these last few days where I'm like, I'm going to be a better version of myself in like 2 days. 2 days, the clock starts over. So I'm going to be like extra terrible from now until then. How about you?
I'm just going to be terrible, period.
What? Is this y'all's New Year's resolution? Look, my New Year's resolution is I am going to get a new hobby.
Oh, Lord.
Do you have hobbies, Simone?
I do have a hobby. Right now,
What's
my
your
hobby is doing my nails. I do my own nails.
Oh, my goodness.
I did these nails, okay? And not because I can't go to the nail shop. I just, this is my hobby. I like to do my nails and do my laundry and just in the comfort of my own home and my peace. But I want another new hobby. I used to dance. I'm a trained dancer. Not that I'm a ballet, tap, jazz, and liturgical. Before you get started, Michael Steele.
Okay.
You could have been a Rockette.
I could have been a Rockette. I wanted to be an Alvin Ailey dancer, but
and I could have more hair. But here's the reality of the new year.
Whoever's in the studio laughing when Michael said he could have had more hair. Basically, I could not have been a Rockette. And this is why you need friends that keep you humble. Okay, so in the new year, for y'all that don't have friends to tell you the truth, get some. We got them here at the weekend for y'all.
We do. These are my truth tellers here. Look, folks, this has been a hell of a year, and I think next year is going to be a hell of a year too. And I think that what we need to recognize is that we don't get through that shadow of death, walking through that valley without each other. And that's what it's going to take. I'm just tired of everybody looking at their neighbor and thinking that they're a stranger. They're not.
That was the Lord's Prayer, y'all. That was Michael pulling out of his priest bag.
There we go.
Because he has many previous jobs.
So the reality of it is, Joe, Donald Trump's siding with Elon Musk is yet again proof of two things for me. One, he likes the money, so he gonna kowtow to the money. And two, he's got someone who can think for him and help him understand this. Look, the LA Times talks about H-2 boosts at Mar-a-Lago, not H-1B1. Trump added that he has many H-1B visas on my properties. I've been a believer in H-1B. I have used it many times. It's a great program. It wasn't immediately clear what properties Trump was referring to that rely on the H-1B program. His golf courses and clubs, including Mar-a-Lago, have long relied on foreign workers coming to the United States under the H-2B program to work as, guess what? Housekeepers and cooks. They're not doing tech for him. This is a team with Trump at the lead that wants to deport people, that wants to put them in concentration camps because they shouldn't be here in their view. When the president-elect himself fundamentally doesn't even understand the differences between the programs that affect people in a way that will determine whether or not they stay here.
Michael, you're so right that he doesn't know what H-1B visas are. He doesn't know the difference. And this is another slap at his base.
Catch Michael Steele on The Weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on MSNBC.